Hi, everyone, and welcome to our first Brain Builder. If you are on Team Maine and training with Team Maine, or if you're just following along and training with us, we're so excited to have you. The first session we're going to do is on endurance and the importance of endurance for athletes. So, we have a couple things that we're working on. We want to understand what endurance means, we want to understand how walking can help build up our endurance. We want to know why it's important to have good endurance. And we want to name one other way, other than just walking, that we can work on our endurance. So, what is endurance? Endurance is the ability to continue an activity or sustain effort without becoming exhausted. So, this means when we're running on the soccer field or dribbling down the basketball court, we can do it a lot of times back and forth without getting really tired, without losing all of our breath, and we're ready after a quick water break to get back on the court or the field and keep playing. It's what allows us to walk many miles. It's what allows us to run for track. And so that's why endurance is so important. It's part of what keeps us really healthy, and it's part of what keeps us a really good athlete. So why is endurance so important? It improves our fitness. It gives us better cardiovascular health, which means our heart and lungs are going to be stronger and more ready to play sports. It gives us better mental resilience, so it makes us feel better. It makes our brains more ready to play and more ready to compete. And it reduces our risk of disease or illness, so it helps us stay really healthy. So walking and endurance. Why is walking so important? So walking helps us build our endurance in a really easy way. And it helps us with our improved, what I said earlier in the last slide, cardiovascular health. So it makes our hearts and lungs a lot stronger. So walking strengthens your heart and lungs, and it makes it easier for oxygen that we breathe in to get all through our bodies. So it can reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke. And it also can increase our strength, our muscle strength. So walking regularly engages and strengthens our leg muscles, enhancing walking efficiency and our stamina. I say that word wrong every time. Our stamina. And that just means how long can we walk for, right? It makes it a lot easier to walk for a lot longer. It also helps us maintain a healthy weight. So when we're walking and we're taking steps throughout our day, we are burning calories. It helps us boost our metabolism. And it can help us either lose weight or keep a healthy weight if that's what we're trying to do. Walking can also reduce our stress and improve our mood. So walking releases these things in our brain called endorphins, which makes us feel better. And it can help us reduce our stress. It can help us, if we're maybe really angry about something or really sad about something, taking a walk can help us feel back at neutral, back at more happiness. And in general, it just improves our mental well-being. And lastly, walking helps enhance our bone health. So walking makes our bones stronger and healthier, especially as we get older. So the impact of walking, which means every time your foot hits the road, you're making those bones a little bit stronger. And if you're younger, you're stimulating your bone growth. And if you're older, you're preventing osteoporosis, which can lead to bone breaks. So that's why walking and endurance go hand in hand, and why both are so important. So now we're going to talk about a few tips that we have to improve walking. So the first thing is, if you are not walking very much, you want to start gradually. So I don't know if you can see it in the little circle, I have a little Apple Watch that tracks my steps. And when I first started really tracking my steps, I think I was getting around 5,000 steps a day. And I really wanted to get to 10,000 steps a day. But instead of saying on day one, I'm going to go from 5,000 to 10,000 steps today, I said, by the end of the week, I'm going to get 1,000 more steps every day. So I'm going to go from 5,000 to 6,000 steps. And I kept doing that week after week until I got to 10,000. And so that helps us make sure that we don't get hurt. We're not doing too much at once. And then we also want to walk in a lot of different places. So walking indoors, walking outdoors, walking up and down hills, walking up and down stairs. That's all really important. That helps us engage our muscles. It helps us keep our bones strong. It helps us get our heart rate up a little bit more. And that can be really important for walking. And then we also want to make sure that when we're walking, we're using proper footwear. So we're wearing good walking shoes. They make our feet feel good. Our feet aren't hurting. We're staying hydrated. So we're making sure we're drinking lots of water while we walk. And we're setting those reasonable goals, right? We're not going from 5,000 to 10,000 in one day. We're taking it a little bit at a time and setting a really reasonable goal that we can reach. And then when you are actually physically walking, you want to make sure you're doing some things with your body to make sure that you're walking to the best of your ability. You want to keep your head held high, and you want to look forward and not at the ground. You want to move your shoulders naturally and keep your chin parallel to the ground. So you don't want it up high and you don't want it down low. You want your chin and your ground, the line from your chin and the line from the ground to never touch. You want to keep your tummy tight, like suck in your stomach a little bit to keep your core nice and tight and keep your balance and keep your back straight. And you don't want to arch it forward or arch it back too far. You want to swing your arms freely and you want to keep your elbows a little bit bent. And then when you're thinking about the way that your foot hits the ground, you want to hit heel first and roll towards the toes. So those are some tips for walking. All right, so now we're going to talk about why endurance is so important for sport. So walking helps us build our endurance. And why do we need endurance for sport? So the first thing we need is for performance and sustained effort. So endurance helps athletes maintain a consistent level of performance for long periods of time. So it helps athletes when they're playing soccer to stay on the soccer field for the whole half. Or if you're in basketball, making sure that you can get up and down the court as many times as you need to play offense or defense. Or if you're skiing, it helps you hold that position better so that your knees are bent and you're going as fast as you can and your balance is good. It helps you swim faster in the pool and it helps you swim for longer in the pool. If you like riding bikes, it can help you make sure that you can ride your bike for longer. And it also helps us reduce our fatigue when we're playing sports. So when we build our endurance through walking or running or jogging, we are improving the way that our heart and lungs work. We're making them work stronger and better. And when we do that, it makes sure that we are not getting tired when we're playing sports. And it helps our muscles stay nice and rested, and so that our muscles aren't getting tired. And it also allows for us to do more over longer periods of time. So it helps you be able to play soccer for longer. It helps you be able to swim in the pool for a little bit longer. It helps you be able to walk around the mall longer if you're not doing a sport. All of those things. And it also helps us prevent us from getting hurt. So when our bodies are ready to compete, we're less likely to get hurt. So when we are our endurance is high and we've trained and we've been getting all our steps in and we've been doing some light jogging and some running, we're more ready to compete, which means our muscles and our bones are less likely to get hurt. All right. And now we're going to talk about some ways that you can improve your endurance. We focus a lot on walking because that's super important to do. And I think it's a good starting place for everybody. It can, anyone can take some steps and start walking. But here are some more intense ways that you can do that. So one is 30 minutes of aerobic exercise. So that means 30 minutes where our heart rate is beating fast and we're sweating a little bit. So that could be dancing. That could be really, really cleaning your house. It could be fast walking. It could be jogging. It could be swimming in the pool for 30 minutes. It could be riding a bike for 30 minutes. It could even be doing some Zumba or some step aerobics if you're into that. And then another possibility is some interval training. So if any of you have worked with Lori doing a workout either online or in person, she does interval training. So you might do 10 jumping jacks with a 30-second break in between and then do 10 more. So the first part is the interval of the hard work, and then you get a quick break, and then you do another set of hard work. And that helps keep our body training, and it gets us used to those game plays, right? Because you might not need to run the whole time you're on the field or the court, but you need to be able to get that burst of speed when you need it. And that brings us into our next things, which are speed workouts, which means that you're running really fast for short periods of length. So maybe you're just running the straightaway on the track. And that can help us get our muscles ready and really build our endurance for when we're having to sprint in the sport that we're playing. Another activity that can help us with our endurance is strength training. So lifting some weights, doing things with your body weight. So you don't have to have dumbbells or bench presses or anything like that. You can use your own body. You can do sit-ups, you can do push-ups, you can do planks. All of that helps our muscles and helps us build our endurance to make it stronger and better. Making sure that you're stretching out your muscles. Going to yoga. So yoga combines stretching and strength because you're using your body weight to do all those exercises. And then some more things like making sure you're getting really good sleep, because if you're rested, then you're going to have better endurance. Making sure that you're eating really well. A good way to think about eating is, am I getting 5 veggies a day? And am I getting enough water? So am I drinking about 4 or 5 bottles of water a day? And then managing your stress. If you're feeling really stressed out, your endurance is going to be a little bit lower. So if you know that you're feeling stressed, making sure that you're talking to someone that you trust about that and finding ways to help you feel stress-free is really important. And then fitness tracking. So I know all of Team Maine had a pedometer given to them. So making sure that you're hitting those step counts. And then last and not least, working with your coaches. So your coaches are going to be your biggest resource to know what you should be doing to train and how you can build your endurance for your sport. And then last but not least, we have lots of resources here at the Special Olympics office. We have Fit 5 cards, which are workout flashcards. We have our fitness captains who help us run warm-ups and cool downs. We have our Fit 5 books, which are little educational books about not only fitness, but also eating and making sure we get enough water throughout the day. We have Lori, who's our fitness guru. We have our YouTube page, our Special Olympics Maine YouTube page, which has videos from Lori and I, has cooking videos from some of our health messengers, has workout videos from some of our coaches, some of our past employees. That's a great place to start if you're looking for a home workout. We also have our Special Olympics Maine Health and Wellness page, where you can find me and Lori's email and reach out to us if you have any questions. And then you can also go to the SONA resource page, and that is the Special Olympics North America resource page, and they have some great resources for you there as well. So thank you everyone for following along and watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to myself, Grace Steltz at graces@somaine.org or Lori P at somaine.org. Thank you so much. Have a great day.